Hey everybody, it's a smiling Alan Brochstein. Why am I smiling? Not the cannabis market, not after this week, not the stock market either, but I got some new teeth and I can show my mouth again without distracting you, and I'm very happy about that. But I'm not very happy about the cannabis market. It made a new all-time low this week, and we did underperform the S&P 500, and which fell a lot too. And so I'm not happy about the current situation, but I'm not entirely surprised. We're down about 9% or so quarter to date from a previous all-time low, not the last one, but it was an all-time low on June 30th. So thank you for joining me for this weekly discussion of the cannabis market. This is based on a piece that I write for my subscribers at 420 Investor. And every Friday night, I write up this weekly review, among other things. And I do publish this for the public to see as well. And this is all stuff that I talk about at 420 Investor with my subscribers. And so on the big picture front, last week, there wasn't a lot of news. And the big news was the stock market was crashing. And Tuesday was the worst day in over 2 years for the cannabis market. Didn't have a good day, but for the overall stock market. And then, of course, we ended up Friday week as well. And like I told my subscribers this morning, I think a part of this was the quadruple witching hour, they call it, but the options and futures expirations that took place on Friday, September 16th. So that's behind us now. I don't know really what to make of that, but it does help explain the volatility that we saw this week. There wasn't a lot of cannabis news. We did see Michigan release their August data. There's the second state besides Illinois that's done that. And the overall sales fell 1% sequentially, despite the adult use, which is the largest portion, increasing to a record high. And year over year, it gained 26%. So not bad. That was really it. I did share 4 written pieces with my subscribers at 420 Investor. And one was a preview of the Fire and Flower fiscal Q2 financials. And then the 3 Friday pieces, this one, the weekly review, a model portfolio composition article, where I talk about the subsector exposure in each of my long-term model portfolios. And then finally, a subsector review. I think I have more than 10 subsectors, and they're different types of cannabis companies, cannabis-related companies, as well as similar size. So, for instance, in the ancillary, I have 3. The large ancillary, the smaller, and then also financial ancillary. And then in the MSOs, I have 4. In the LPs, I have 3. And then there's CBD and biotech, and I wonder if I'm missing one as well. But in each week, I pick a date. In this case, it was month to date. And I share charts that show how each of the similar stocks have performed since that time, which is this week was month to date. And there are a lot of people out there that don't think about security selection ever. And this is a constant reminder that not all cannabis stocks move the same on any day, week, month, quarter, or year. Okay, so there was some news on my 31 member, I think, focus list, and it wasn't really exciting. I mentioned Fire and Flower, and they had a rough Q2. And the stock moved to an all-time low, and it was rough because their revenue was short of expectations and down from a year ago. And if you look at the 3 categories of their business, the one that they've really been talking up, the digital media part, shrank about 50% from a year ago, despite some M&A. Also, their adjusted EBITDA of minus 6 million Canadian was worse than expected. And, thank God for Couche-Tard. Maybe they'll buy them, but that's about the only thing good right now at the company. IIPR did disclose, it wasn't clear what they were disclosing, but they signed a confidential settlement agreement with the folks from Kings Garden in California. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what that agreement was or why they couldn't say what it was, but uh, I'm hoping it was good, but I don't really care. Trulieve, so we're going from I to T. Trulieve opened a Trulieve branded dispensary in uh, Tucson, Arizona. Tilt Holdings launched the Heisman brand, that's Ricky Williams, in Massachusetts, and it held a grand opening at its dispensary that just opened in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Tilray launched something called the Riff Drumsticks in Ottawa, in Ontario, I mean, sorry. And urban-gro signed a $2 million share repurchase authorization. And Village Farms reported, this is kind of boring, but they reported that their Pure Sun Farms has maintained its top spot in Ontario. And so, they know how to grow cannabis there, and that was proof. The next thing I want to talk about is the market performance or lack thereof this week. And like I said, we closed at an all-time low on Friday at 1341 for the global cannabis stock index, which was at an all-time low of 1476 on June 30th. So that leaves us, we fell 9% or 9.1% this week. And for the quarter, I think it's 9.2% lower. And in September, it's down 11.8%. Wow. So for the year, finally, it's down 59.2%. Yowza. Cannabis stocks have been very difficult. The next thing I want to talk about is my 3 model portfolios. And the first is Flying High, which was my first one. And it's run a little bit differently now than it was from day one. It does now just swing trading. And unfortunately, it's down 36.3% this year. I can't go short. I can only go long. And I've been long and wrong most of the year. But as much as I've been long and wrong, I'm not down 59.2%. So that's not the right thing to compare to. But I'm just trying to say you can be really, really wrong, but not as bad as the market. But that model portfolio lost 11.6% during the week. It's having a rough time. And it's still up 6.9% quarter to date. That's much better than the index. So this is because I had a strong July. I was up 21.7% and a pretty good August. The market was down and I was up 3.9%. But with the bad month this month, it's still up quarter to date. And so the next one is 420 Opportunity. It was my first of what are now 2 long-term model portfolios. Again, the difference between the two is pretty easy. When I'm particularly worried, I can have no more than 20% cash in 420 Opportunity, but I can have 30% cash in 420 Quality. This hasn't happened very often. The last time that it happened, it should have happened more recently, but the last time was when Jeff Biden said, the Cole memo, screw that. And I was like, uh-oh. And I went to 20% in 420 Opportunity and 30% in 420 Quality, but they're usually pretty fully invested, which right now they are. And 420 Opportunity was up 19.3% in July and 1.6% in August. And this month, it's down 9.5%, so similar to the market. And it's still up 5.2% quarter to date compared to 9.2% down for the global cannabis stock index. And then looking at 420 Quality, it was up 20.4% in July and just 0.5% in August. Again, those are both better than the market. And then this week it fell 8.7%, so less than the market, and it's up 4.5% quarter to date, despite the market being down. So I'm really happy with these model portfolios, and I'm looking forward to the balance of the year. I think that the market's going to feel better about the cannabis sector as the year plays out, particularly when the earnings season is probably not that bad in November when they report Q3. Uh, the calendar is pretty light this week. I have only one thing on it, and I don't have anything until November after that. And the one thing this week, I don't know how to judge this, but Aurora Cannabis is going to have their Q4 report after the market closes on a Tuesday. And, I tell my subscribers, show me the report, and I can't even tell you what the stock's going to do. I view the stock, which I own a little bit of, as being pretty cheap compared to its tangible book value. And they're not going to drown on debt. They've got more cash, and I do see a big problem with the company. And I'm not going to go into that today, but I'm mixed on it. They don't seem like a great company to me, but they seem like a cheap stock. And we'll find out more on Tuesday, and I will have more to say to my subscribers then, and maybe we'll talk about it next week. So with that, I'm going to sign off, give you one more smile, and wish you a great week. Take care.